threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Oh man, feels like we just did this, Cam.
Feels like we did just barely do this.
You guys are listening to the past.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing this early because as you're listening to this, I'm probably like hanging out with Joe Biden or something.
Probably.
Right. I'm going
doing
on
the
a
same
trip.
old stuff, just thinking about the podcast.
But then you're getting ready to go do something cool, though.
Yeah.
You're going on a big old trip, man, aren't you?
I am.
Have you told the people about the trip?
I don't know if I have.
Well, maybe we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we could.
We could. It'd be a fun little thing to...
I don't want to sound important or anything.
Yeah, but I will be going places.
But yeah.
Yeah, Greeley, Colorado. Right?
Going to Southern Vernal.
Yeah.
Actually,
Naples.
Northern Vernal.
Naples.
Yep.
Naples,
Yeah,
Utah.
that's true.
You are going to Naples.
I am literally going to
Yeah, he's
Naples,
going
but this
Italy.
time it won't be Utah.
Yeah, you're going to Italy, man.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even get
Never been
invited.
to Europe. Never been to Europe.
I love pasta. I didn't get invited to go to
pizza,
Italy.
man.
Yo,
looking
pizza
forward
man?
to it.
You love pizza man? I love pizza man.
Hello, welcome to our country.
That's what you just assume as soon as you get off the airplane. Like throwing
Hello,
meatballs.
an American, come on. Let's go to explore Rome.
Yeah, let's do it. That's what I assume as soon as you get off.
I'm hoping it's exactly, and they speak just how
Oh,
we've
yeah.
always portrayed them.
Mario and Luigi and meatballs and
You're
all
a
that stuff.
podcaster, man, huh? Yeah, welcome.
I heard about you.
Tony loves when we do that. She's like so ridiculous.
It's not easy to do either sometimes. The
Hello,
problem is
welcome to our country.
we don't do enough accents. Like, we don't do it often enough to get really good at it.
we don't do that one very often.
We just don't,
It's every
man.
once in a while.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll master it
Yeah, maybe you will.
at the end of this.
You got to take a lot of video
I do.
of you talking to people in the accent.
I know.
You know, like at the Vatican or something.
I'm from here as well.
This place here is a creepy. You know, the Vatican.
They're like, you from a Transylvania? It always
It
kind of
went
gets a
that
little
way.
bit Dracula.
Oh, Dracula.
Dracula.
Dr. Acula.
Dr. Acula.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Today's a Q&A episode.
Kuh.
Thank you, by the way, everybody, for sending in all your questions.
I miss doing these.
I do too. That's why we did one.
Yeah. I do miss them.
But I got to tell you about Battlebox. It is the monthly subscription box full of solid gear for adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. Each month, Battlebox sends you the coolest selection of handpicked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you normally pay. You never know what's in the next box, but here's a sampling of what users received this month. The Dango M1 Maverick bifold wallet Spec Ops. That's pretty rad. The Wazoo cash cap. All this badassness starts at just $34.99 per month. They've shipped over 1 million boxes and won Best Subscription Box of 2020. Our listeners get a free knife when you sign up at battlebox.com/casual preppers. Get your first BattleBox plus a free knife at battlebox.com/casual preppers.
Yes.
Did it.
I think everybody should do this.
Dude, it's true. It is
Basically, everything that we have to survive is from that. So.
If it wasn't for those boys, we would be dead in a hurry. In a hurry.
Yeah, we wouldn't be.
Let's just get going. Let's do it. This one's from David Winkler. David Winkler.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the same dude that taught me Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
In middle school.
Senor Winkler.
Yeah. But I hope it is.
I hope it is too. That'd be really funny if it actually was.
He was kind of like super strict.
Was he mean?
Yeah, he was kind of a little bit intense.
Pobrecito.
Yeah. Cuidado.
I had 3 years of Spanish. I know like 9 words.
Yeah, seriously. But he, the thing that I remember most about him, for some reason, it was
the way he smelled.
O.J. Simpson's trial.
Oh, yeah.
And he played it on the TV.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, this man just got away from murder. Can't even believe it.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Banged in a minute, chutta, que se more. Playing the old McDonald's song.
Yeah, I remember watching that at school, too.
Kind of crazy that we watched that trial. Like, it was such a big...
Yeah.
Now there's all kinds of trials and murders, and we're like, get back to work. Get your homework done.
Get back, let ChatGPT finish your homework.
Yeah. I was like, we're in a digital world, and then they can't watch it.
Yeah, it's so odd.
And back then, we didn't have that. And they're like, hold on, look at TV.
Yeah. I remember gathering around it, watching that thing. It
That
doesn't
was
make
weird.
any
It was
sense.
weird that was such a big deal.
It was right in the middle of the time we were watching Roots, too. Did you ever have to watch that at school? Oh, my gosh. That thing felt like it never ended.
It's still going.
Kunta Kinte is still talking.
Yep.
But yeah, so we were watching Roots, and then we had to switch over to watch that at the same time. It's so odd, man. But anyways, Senor Winkler.
David, if you remember me.
Yeah, it's probably a different David Winkler.
I
would
think
suppose.
I bet so.
There's probably a few of them out there.
There's got to be. It's
Yeah.
a pretty standard name.
David Winkler. SHTF, and you're bugging out. On your way out of town, you come across 3 people walking together. You only have room to take one with you. Do you take Sasquatch, the DB Coops, the double bubs, or Elon Musk? Right?
The double bubs.
Double bubs. Old double bubble Cooper.
Yeah.
So this one's really, really hard.
It was hard.
So it was between 2.
I was like, man, you got the monster, you have
The myth.
the myth, and then you have the legend.
Oh my gosh. Monster, the myth, the legend. Yeah, no.
Elon is
Elon.
so freaking smart.
Elon
You're
Musk,
like, would
yeah.
he be valuable? But I
I don't know if he
him.
would. Would he be that? I don't really know if he really
think he'd just
would.
be awkward to
He's
be
probably
around.
just used to like saying, "Hey, go do
Everybody
this."
else make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's
Make
an
this work for
engineering
me.
problem,
Here's a 20.
here's a
Get it done.
I would
Here's a
hope it's more than a
20,000.
20. You know what I mean? It's like I would hope I would be one of those billionaires that just had hundreds,
I know.
hundreds, just giving it to people.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Did you see that one billionaire that he designs like jet systems and stuff? Went on the SpaceX.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like
He
taking people
spacewalked?
that he works around, like
Yeah.
that he's worked with and family. I'm like, dude, what a stud.
Yeah. Was he the one that was spacewalking?
Yes.
Wow. That
But
looks
he's
so
like
fake.
taking family.
Did you see
is.
it when he came out? Like his arm wouldn't move. It looked like it was a mannequin. It was like just kind of got out like this, and then
He's paralyzed by beauty.
That's paralyzed by the beauty of the round.
But I thought
earth.
it was cool that he was like gonna take family stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that money.
That's cool.
Take my family.
That's pretty rad.
All my in-laws ever do is like go to Hawaii.
Yes,
This dude's like, you want to go to space?
Oh,
Could
yeah.
you imagine that?
above the troposphere
Oh man, that
or
would-
whatever.
Yeah,
How cool is
the
that?
ionosphere. Let's get stuck in the ionosphere.
Yeah, turn on harp. Let's see what happens. Bring it now. All right.
You like that? You feel it? Feel it going through you?
I paid him an extra 100 to turn harp on while we were up here.
The crouch is getting hot. Let's get out of there.
I'm starting to sweat in places I don't want to sweat. That's got to be harp.
That's the ionosphere. Let's move up.
That's honestly. Let's just get a little higher.
I thought I'd stop here on the way up.
Yeah.
Let you guys feel the ionosphere.
Check it out.
Pretty cool. And let's get going. Just fly on out.
Just controlling everything. Yeah.
I'm sure he's the one that's doing it.
Let's see how fast we can spin.
One barrel.
Anyways, Elon Musk. Yeah, he's the third one. I took Sasquatch.
That's a good one. That's
I feel like he's
who
probably
I was thinking.
he's probably super low maintenance. Like he's not going to ask for a lot. He's been surviving on
Doesn't
his
need
own.
to take a bath. We know
Doesn't-
that.
Hygiene's not an issue
Yep.
with him. He's not going to be taking my Epic wipes or using my deodorant or anything. And he's just like, he can always blend in with the
I was
environment.
going to say, he'd be like a really bad dog. You know, because you're like,
Bad
where
dog.
is that Sasquatch?
Bad dog.
Get in there. And he's like hiding out in the woods, you know, again.
I don't think that
like he
just
gets
seems
lost all the
demeaning.
time.
I know it just seems demeaning to treat him as a dog. Don't you think?
He's an animal.
He's yeah, but I'm an animal too.
We all are.
We're all animals. But no, the one thing I do worry about is him shedding over my BOV. Like
He
I don't
probably
know.
would shit all over.
I doubt he's hypoallergenic. He's not like a labradoodle.
No.
You know, he probably sheds pretty good.
That's true. He's probably.
Can you imagine like the hair clumps that drop off of him after he's sitting in your front seat? You know, like what?
just like a big hair.
Oh
like,
gosh, hair,
your
and,
dingleberry fell off.
hair and dirt and Bigfoot turd and whatever else just like
He would
falls
be.
off.
You'd have to
Oh,
degrade him again and tell him to ride in the bed.
yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, bud. You're in the back.
Me be surfing
Most
like
likely.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. If you had a van, why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
you know
that would be awesome.
And then you could crank up the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
and it would be awesome.
Man, that's a good movie.
Give me a keg of beer. Yeah, Teen Wolf's great.
It's a good movie.
It's really good.
I would choose DB Cooper.
The double bubs.
Dude, the guy has, if he's still alive at that point and he's been avoiding people being caught,
sure,
you could not ask for a better person to teach you like Gray Man.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, how do we hide, DB?
Well, he
Tell
knows.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. You think he has any money left?
That's true, too. He might have some money left.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not much
No.
for 40 years to be hanging out with. Like
all-
$200K.
I got some money right here.
Well, and he
It's
lost.
all like,
What did he lose? Like 9,000 or something?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so. But I don't know. Yeah, DB. He's either alive or he died on impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
In this case, he's alive.
In this case, he is alive.
And so he's coming into, he's probably all decrepit though. He's all, who am I?
Oh, yeah, he's probably like 80 years old by
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So he might be useless.
That's all right. You got double bubs.
But
I
if you
got
could
Sasquatch.
teach me some of that, or just give me the truth. Like, tell me how you did it.
That's all I care about.
You're not even valuable to the group, but I just want to know how you did it.
Well, it's the same thing with Sasquatch.
That's true.
How the hell are you doing this?
Yeah.
Dude?
Maybe DB Cooper is Sasquatch.
Okay, well, that's
We've not
something.
thought about that.
Didn't we talk about DB and Sasquatch on this podcast as a secret? We talked about
We may have.
him being helped by Sasquatch.
That's what
that
that makes
did.
more sense.
They're buddies.
Yeah.
Oh, the three of these guys, that's a great group of kids right there. Hang out with them,
Just see him just walking down the
holding
road.
hands.
A friggin' 80-year-old man, Sasquatch that's 7, 8, 9
Yeah.
foot tall, and then Elon just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
that would be a good one.
That would be. Thanks, Senor Winkler.
Yeah. Trent Kuhn.
Yeah.
Kuhnene.
Kuhn.
Kuhne. Would ADHD be an advantage during SHTF?
It's a lot of letters.
Yeah. ADD, HD, SHT.
DVD, VHS.
I find during chaos, I am calm and focused. Be focused on the wrong things, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Helpful.
During a long-term situation, task avoidance and procrastination would kick in when the meds run out. They are highly regulated in Australia and will never give extra for an emergency
Oh,
supply.
you must be an Aussie.
There's no
Right.
difference in the United States. Like, they're super strict with it here too. It's
With
not
the-
like we're just
with
giving
like-
ADHD meds
With
out.
like Ritalin and stuff. Is that
Oh
what it is?
yeah, yeah. You can only get 30 days. Like,
Really?
you can't get more than that.
Jeez.
And you have to always have a written script, or well, not a written script, but a new prescription sent. You can't just be like, I got another refill.
I need to renew it.
You have to have a new prescription. So it's strict here, even though you think we're all on.
So does that mean like you have to go in every month? or-
we would do that. We'd see them every 3 months,
Every quarter,
but they'd
then,
have
okay.
to call
Yeah. Jeez.
for a long time. They'd have to come pick the script up,
Jeez Louise.
and then every 30
they're already
days,
having a hard time with this ADHD. You're making it real hard to get their
Yeah.
meds.
We're gonna knock this out of you.
Yeah, we're gonna work it out of you. You're
Yeah.
gonna sweat it
You're gonna
out.
schedule so much that you're gonna be super organized.
We're gonna sweat out your brain problems.
Yeah, it is a pain. It is kind of
Sure.
it's a tough one to. It's a tough medication to be prescribed because you have to be.
Yeah.
You have to always be seeing a provider for it. and all
For
that stuff.
sure.
Sounds like the Australia is the same way.
Yeah. I mean,
But I couldn't quite understand this question.
because it's ADHD.
Yeah, because I was like,
Hard to formulate it.
it could be an advantage.
Mhm.
I'm not focused. I'm focused. So I was like,
It's a very
I don't
ADHD
really
answer
see-
question. Very.
yeah. He got up in the morning, did this question, and then he went and took his meds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
If
I
he-
mean, you're saying it would be an advantage in that you would be calm and focused because you're not paying attention to what's going on during the SHTF.
Well, I mean, he's saying, would it be an? That's his question.
Yeah.
Is it an advantage? I mean, if you can get into a hyper focus mode, right?
Yeah.
Like if you can hyper focus on survival and harness your ADHD somehow. I don't
Yeah.
know how it works. I don't have ADHD
well,
at all.
So this is where like the question about this is: do you have ADHD or do you have ADD?
Right.
I can be around ADD. I am technically ADD.
Mm-hmm.
ADHD, those are the rough ones.
They're
Because they're
super hyper.
hyperactive and they're
Yeah.
like, geez Louise, like the kids are like grabbing the stethoscope and like crawling under the table, ripping the paper off from the bed. You're like, dude. So ADHD's tough.
I see.
So if you do have ADHD,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we could harness that energy, have you pull some sleds or something.
sure. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
might be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Saturday Night Live episode with Mike Myers and he's like eating chocolate and he's tied to the
Oh, I think so. Yeah. That was, oh
Like-
man, that's forever ago.
he's like tied to the the little jungle gym thing, and then they give him more chocolate, and he rips the whole thing off. He's like running down the road with it. That was a long time ago.
That's how, it was forever ago. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I assume
it could be harnessed, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But if it's
probably not gonna be
ADHD, I don't know that anybody's gonna want you.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Good luck. You go hang out with Elon.
ADD. A lot of people have that
for sure. Okay, cool. This one came from Carissa DeWitt.
It's good to see. She's still
hanging around.
Still interested in our answers.
Thanks, Carissa. What features do you look for in a tent camping spot?
It's a good question.
Yeah, that's pretty great because actually I was talking about this the other day. We went camping, and we did have a tent, but my dad actually had his trailer there too, right? But we had a really great spot because we were close enough to town that we had great service, like
so nice.
data.
So nice.
Oh my gosh, it was nice. Again, like a lot of
Seamus.
times I know. A lot of times
care.
you go to get rid of that, but like it's nice in the evenings, especially since we had the trailer. Like we went in and watched a movie, a scary
it's so
movie.
Nice.
It's so great.
It's like, it's wind down.
Yeah.
Let's turn on the technology, man.
So there's several types of
Everybody's
camping.
Gonna be,
I know.
If we could be.
That type of camping with my family is very low key, just get out of town for the weekend, right? There's other types of camping, like where Cam and I will go. It's just the two of us. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. There's two of us, but we're just we're trying to
one
really,
single man tent.
Yeah, we're trying to disconnect more in those ones, right? So there's two types of camping. But so if I'm looking for a camp spot for that, it's like I have to have shade for one thing nearby. I cannot be out there in the middle of the sun. Hate the sun. It's the worst
Your
thing in the
tent
world.
like turns to like 250 degrees.
Yeah. Oh,
all the way
hate
until
it.
like midnight.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's horrible. And then I also have to have as much privacy and separation from other people as possible. Like I have to have that for sure. I need to have that nearby firewood because I'm not hiking 10 miles to start a fire because it pisses me off. I have to have that unobstructed view of the stars. From
That's
my
what's always a little
spot.
tricky.
It is.
Because you got to get your shade.
Yeah, there's two things you're looking at.
Want to be able to see the sky.
Exactly. And then also I always have to find that rock that's right in the middle of my back, no matter how long I try and find a flat spot. Just
it's
always.
like the lumbar.
Yeah.
Get it right in that lumbar region.
Yeah.
It's usually shoulder blade. That's where you
shoulder
find
blade.
that rock.
Yeah. And you're just on a, slight downhill. And you're just
There's always
tossing.
some pit somewhere too. You're like, put my butt cheek right in that pit.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, is finding flat ground that doesn't have a root or a freaking rock in it.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. It's
Pretty tough.
That's what I look for. Shade too. It's crazy how hot that tent gets and stays just with some sun on it. I like, if I can, be positioned pretty close to water because it's so soothing to sleep to.
It really
it's like
is,
the best sound machine.
It is. It's perfect, huh?
And then, the night sky also. The other thing is like, I need to be as far from a road and especially from like a turn because the flat, like I hate when like headlights, somebody's always driving up the mountain at like 1 a.m.
Like, I don't get it. What are you doing? God, freak. You come up
their
at a normal
brights
time.
on. And they're driving 5 miles an hour.
And you assume they have a gun and they're coming to kill you.
Exactly.
Because we're out in the middle of nowhere. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. That's true. That's what I always feel like, too. It's like the Wild West.
Yeah.
They'll come kill us all.
It's still civilization. But you get up there and you're just like, people could do it. They're going to rape me.
Yep.
They're going to burn my tent down. You know what I mean? They're going to push my truck over.
My head's going to be on a stake.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Everybody's lost their minds.
Yeah.
My family always made me feel that way when we were little. You'd hear like a truck pulling in next to our camper. My mom's like, they're probably drunk. They're going to break in here and kill us all.
That is something you have to consider, though, because a lot of people, they're drunk.
That's how my mom sounds. They're going to break
It's
in.
probably Satan. There's probably devil worshippers.
Yeah. The world is coming to an end.
Your mom sounds awesome.
She's a doomsday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole... That
generation is all like, yeah, these are the signs of the times.
Yeah, it's all happening. When Jesus comes back, they'll get their due.
Seriously, it's crazy. We can't even like watch the news.
I know.
The weather's getting bad. It's a sign of the times.
Jesus said this would happen.
It's hotter than it's ever been.
Yep.
Yep, it is. That's
so
that generation's so like.
Oh man,
they're all signs.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Carissa.
Victor Dell
Jr.
Jr.
He's a race car driver from the 80s.
It's like Victor Delhart Jr.
That's yeah. Either that or he makes computers. His dad made computers.
That's true. Victor Dell Jr.
Victor Dale.
Victor Dell Jr.
Victor Dale.
E-bikes.
Yeah.
Worth the hype in an SHTF situation or just something else to waste money on if an EMP hits? One thing, like EMPs, we don't know what they're going to do. And I don't think it's wise to like completely live your life around like, well, EMP's going to take it all out.
Yeah, dude.
You know, there's a lot that do that too.
The probability is
no use
low.
in carrying phone. EMP wipe it out.
While you're watching TV, what happens when an EMP comes? Time.
Yeah. Got a pacemaker? Waste of time.
Just
EMP,
die.
just kill it.
Just die. Right now. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's a low probability event.
Yeah.
It
and I
could
think
happen.
E-bikes would be freaking incredible to have
heck
for.
yeah. They're fun, dude.
Yeah,
They're
are
fun. Like I have a good time when I have an e-bike.
Yeah, they're way.
I enjoy myself.
They're so fun.
Hell yeah, it's like going to Lagoon.
Yeah, they're quiet. They're quick, and
They're
for the
quick,
most part,
quiet and cool. I'm trying to get another quee one.
they're quick, quiet, and queer. That's but I want an e-bike. I've been wanting to buy one, but
They're so cool.
you never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, like the ones that my wife's like, yeah, you can't buy these. You could buy these, and it's like oofer.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, e-bike, and I'm like, that'll start a fire as soon as you charge it.
It just runs on Duracell batteries. You 2 AA's.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
always like some astronomical like and it's like 200,000 milliamps per battery. You're like, that's impossible.
That's a nuclear bomb on that thing. That thing will destroy
It's
us.
like Walmart, $250.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what?
You're like, this can't be right.
That make no sense.
Because this Trek e-bike is $4,000
Yeah.
and has a 100 milliamp battery.
Doesn't make any sense. No, I really think they're worth the hype, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of situations where an e-bike could come in handy, and not just, SHTF situations. Obviously, there's a lot of times it's great, but maybe you're in a time where there's a fuel shortage of or gas price spikes. And so, hey, I'm going to adjust my commute or whatever, and I'm going to use the e-bike. So you've prepped this thing, and now it's really helping you out, right? Maybe a lot of them actually have ports where you can charge devices.
Yeah, right. I thought they did.
So it's like, hey, now you're looking at backup power in case the power
and they're
goes
big
out.
batteries too, so it's like,
yeah,
you get a lot out of it.
And if
200,000 million, I told you that,
dude, so awesome. Or if you get to a situation where roadways are compromised for any reason, whatever that is, you can get through those tough spots. It's just like having a motorcycle.
Yeah,
that's very quiet, and you don't have to have fuel.
Yeah, it'd be great. And you can pedal it if it stops working.
And you can pedal it.
It's the best thing.
Yeah, but the pedal to the metal,
Quiet, quick, and queer.
Victor Dale Jr., quiet, quick, and queer.
Get your 7 e-bike today.
Get it done. Only from Victor Dale Jr., e-bike store extraordinaire.
Yeah. Is it you next?
I think it's me. McLovin' Pew Life.
Oh, yeah. Make love and da-da-da-da-da.
McLovin' it. Pew Life. Hashtag Pew Life.
Pew.
If you could travel back in time to any era at any location, when and where would y'all go? And you'd have to live there for a year before you could travel back to the present day. This is a tough one, yeah. Side note, you can only stop hitting all the stuff, Cam. You can only take yourself and your clothes back in time with you. I'm glad I don't have to go naked, for one thing, because that always makes that first couple hours awkward.
There's only one way to travel, and you got to take your clothes off.
You got to take them off.
You show up like Terminator.
I know. I watched Terminator. I introduced my kids to Terminator 2 the other day. They gave it pretty high ratings, except my youngest daughter didn't love it. No, she gave it like a 71 or something. My other daughter's was like 79. They were all about it. So
it's a good one. I loved it as a kid.
Just that opening sequence with that do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so good. Yeah. It's so good, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, very good stuff. It was a little long. They were like, if it was like 20 minutes shorter, it would have been better.
Now, is it the second one where he's like,
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
My brother used to play on the trampoline.
Yeah. It's funny because that's what I said. I'm like, watch this. He's going to die and he's going to go. Yeah. And the thing blows up. Yeah. Okay. So if I have to go back in time. So here's something I really want to know, really, really bad, is how they built the pyramids.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know if I could live there for a year. I'm sure I'd get sacrificed or something.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like, who is
You're
this?
much too white to be.
I'm
in
way
that
too
region.
white. Yeah, that's not going to make any sense to him. But I just want to know, like, how does this happen? So if I could go back, I'd love to go see it. But I don't know if I'm going to live there. But if I have to go back somewhere and I have to live there for a year, look, I'm going mid-century. I'm going 1950s.
You can't go wrong with the 50s, man.
America. It's like
post-World War II.
Oh, my gosh.
Everything's like the economy, industry's building. There's companies starting up.
But it's also like a really simple time.
Everybody was pretty equal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Equal.
No one was super rich and no one like...
You had this slower pace of life. You had this affordable cost of living. You could have a working parent
the government
household.
was like, here, take all this money.
Here's this stuff, right?
Like, everybody get going. Credit cards are coming to
Yeah, but also it's like the golden age of cinema and music and radio, and you have a home-cooked meal every night that your wife had stayed home to prepare, and everything just, I mean, obviously this is just coming from the movies for me, but that like small town feel with like diners and drive-in theaters.
Yeah.
And the fashion is great. Like I could go back there and I could wear those clothes and be happy about it. I don't know. Give me the 50s, man.
I know. There's so many different time frames that I think would be pretty interesting to live in.
Yeah.
Like the early 1900s, like 1910, 1920, like be kind of an interesting time. Late 40s,
stock market crash,
50s. Yeah, that's the only problem is like I don't want to get close to that kind of crap. And then World War I. So it's like
the 20s themselves, the roaring 20s.
Yeah.
Whoa, that'd be a time
20s
to be alive.
and 50s, like it'd be great. Since you picked those, I'm just going to go back to the 80s.
Oh, yeah. Nostalgic.
It's
back
so
to the
cool,
day.
man. And growing up in the 80s, it was just like paradise.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, I could go back to that and
Maybe
live
we
a
could
year.
get 2 tickets to paradise. And we could both go.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing about that is like, that's when everything like .com and all that stuff's like starting to like, I'm like, if I can invest in that
Oh, gosh.
a year ahead,
Yeah.
or
I don't know
go back in that year and start like,
I don't know where I'd get money from back then, but I'd figure
well,
it
the
out.
thing is I would, somehow get some stuff going or tell my family to get some stuff going.
Right. Dad, look.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
I'm telling you, convert that milk into cash. And
Bitcoin.
Put it in.
Bitcoin,
stuff
Dad.
like that. But at the same time, like it would be an exciting year because it's such a cool time. And then the other thing is, this is for my kids. I would collect like a lot of the 80s toys, put them in a chest, store them somewhere, and then come back to the future and go dig it up.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go back to the future.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. But I guess it wouldn't be the future, it'd be the present. Back to the present. And then dig that chest up with all those cool 80s toys for my kids. Because toy quality's trash now.
Oh, it's garbage stuff.
It's
garbage.
Pure garbage.
Dog water.
But I had such cool toys back then. And
dude,
the quality, the games. I'm like, if you had a chest of that and dug it up, even if you didn't use it, you could sell all that stuff. Collectors.
2 toys I remember from my childhood. One, I had the Ewok Village.
Oh, man.
Dude, that thing was so cool. Do you remember the Ewok Village?
I don't think I remember that.
It was like, it had like 3 big trees and then the stand in the middle. And then it had like these
ropes. It had the
tree.
Oh, it did.
It had the ropes that you could pull up the Ewoks in. That thing was so cool. And then I had Castle Grayskull from He-Man.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, they were
He-Man
so
stuff
cool.
was awesome.
So those 2 things, and obviously like G.I. Joes were really,
I
had awesome
had
G.I.
so
Joes.
much G.I. Joe stuff.
Yeah.
Like
what's the
tons
toy?
of vehicles.
What's your top 2 toys from childhood? Do you remember?
G.I. Joes.
G.I. Joes.
G.I. Joes for sure. I played with those the most. And then I don't know. There were so many toys.
Yeah.
Those for sure. I probably played with those the most. I played with tractors a lot.
Oh, tractors.
I had a huge farm.
For sure,
you know,
yeah.
all that stuff.
I mean, obviously, I'm not even getting into like NES. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That was the
ultimate.
downtime from playing my other toys.
Yeah, exactly. That was my brain time. You know,
I played a
Stimulation.
lot with G.I. Joes everywhere.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
man.
took them camping. I remember like fishing lines. There were like zip lines because the little hand would hold on.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So cool.
Yeah.
And then I probably played with tractors, my second most. Then Micro Machines.
Oh, I had Micro Machines.
I had a ton of
yeah,
Micro Machines.
For sure.
And then one of my favorite toys, and I just got to bring it up because we're talking about it, was because we were talking about Terminator.
Yeah.
They had a liquid Terminator.
What?
So it was a Terminator skeleton, and you put it in, and you would like click it together, this plastic thing, and you would pump full of this plastic. It was like a gelatinous stuff.
Yeah.
It almost like a Jello mold, and he had skin,
What?
and you could just tear the like skin off, so you could see the skeleton
that's
underneath.
Cool.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I remember the first packet I opened, it puffed into my eye, and I woke up in the morning, and my
you
eye
and your
was
eyes,
all,
dude. I don't know how you could still see
Yeah.
anything.
But I remember I was all, I can't see.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that was such a cool toy. I bet you it was like super toxic. But
oh, I'm sure.
how
yeah.
cool is that?
That's so rad.
Skeleton that was like had skin. You could rip the skin off from it.
And then like baseball cards and like basketball
Yeah,
cards.
they meant more then.
I just loved them, dude.
My son's into them now, and I'm
Is
like,
he?
I don't know what else you can really do with them. Now.
I got a lot. If he wants to come look at some.
He loses mine.
Yeah, I got like literally I have unopened baseball entire, sets
wow.
from like 88.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're so
He
cool.
spend all of his allowance on them.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. But anyways, he has so much cool stuugh back then, man.
Yeah.
So much-
Obviously, it just went on and on. Sorry
I
about
know.
that. That was a good one.
It's all good. It's all good.
I guess it's me,
Knock knock.
Angelo Amador
No.
Jr.
Uh-huh.
If you had to be stuck in a Tim Burton film for 24 hours, which one would it be and why?
I took way too long to answer this. Like I was looking.
I didn't know Mars Attacks. It makes total sense. I had no idea it was Tim Burton.
Oh yeah,
I love that
yeah,
movie.
dude, it's so good.
The thing I didn't realize, because I saw your thing and I was like looking it up. I'm like, it is Tim Burton, but I was like, there are so many actors in that movie.
Oh, it was like
I had
star-studded.
no idea that it was so star-studded
I
when
don't know how they
when I
paid
watched
for
it.
it. I don't know how the budget must have just been insane.
I know.
Like, yeah, so I said Mars Attacks for several reasons. And I could go with any of
There's
his
so
movies.
many. There's so many.
I could have gone with Edward Scissorhands. I
Yeah,
could have
such
gone
a
with
cool-
Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
I could
I
have
know.
gone with Batman, the original. But I went with Mars Attacks because, again, back to this 50s, it kind of has that, like, future retro 50s aesthetic in that movie. You know what I mean? And there's aliens, obviously. I love aliens. But they're some of the most annoying aliens ever.
They are.
Holy crap, they're so annoying. But they're aliens. It also has... yeah. And then Michael J. Fox. Come on.
Yeah.
Freaking Michael J. Fox. And then like a young Natalie Portman.
That's right. She was in that.
Hello. I don't know what it is about Natalie
I have
Portman.
no idea either.
I don't know what it is.
I don't like her. Tawny.
He's
Can't
a
even stand her.
liar.
She's pretty ugly.
He's a liar. Every man likes Natalie. Oh, no, not every man. Many of them.
Not many men nowadays.
Quick, quiet. Never mind.
yeah. Did you know Pee-wee's Big Adventure was Tim Burton?
Yeah, dude.
That would be a fun one to go and live
Dude,
around.
his house. I loved his
Me
house when I
too.
was a kid, dude.
Did you watch the TV series?
Uh-huh. I watched the
It was
TV
cool.
series.
Yeah.
I liked the movie better.
The movie's way better.
The movie.
I loved the movie.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure was so fantastic.
Yeah.
Big Top Pee-wee, I don't know if I ever even saw it.
So there was something I saw recently that said the dinosaur, you know, when they go up in that dinosaur, like that was invernal.
No.
I know it wasn't.
No way.
But I was like, where did that even come from?
That's cool, though.
But yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that movie.
That seems cool.
When I was a kid, I loved that.
Me
Just
too.
like all the little things he had
That's
in
what I
his
was like,
house.
it'd be cool to go back in that
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Like live in that time and check out his house and do all that stuff. It'd be
What a
cool.
weirdo, man.
Super weird.
The first time I had never seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. Have you ever seen it from like 91 or 92?
Is he
Paul
in it?
Rubin is like one of the vampires in it.
No
I
kidding,
did
I
not
didn't
know
know
that. Pee-wee, yeah.
Really?
He was like the head, not the head vampire.
Mr. Urban.
Yeah, he was like the guy right under the head vampire.
No kidding?
Yeah, man.
Wow. I can't
So weird.
remember that.
But
I remember he was in that one show with he was like they were like superheroes kind of, but bad superheroes.
oh, I don't know.
It
what
had
that is.
oh my gosh, I can't remember. He had like warts and stuff on his face.
did he?
It was a weird movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pee-wee's Big Adventure would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be great. But
To
I'll
live
take
in.
any of Tim Burton's movies. His
Seriously,
aesthetic
his
is so
world
great, man.
It's so cool. Yeah.
It's so good. I actually just saw the new Beetlejuice, and
Oh, you did?
It's great. Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, it's not amazing, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's.
I forgot it's out.
I kind of wish, I don't want to give away too many spoilers. There's some things I wish he would have done, but it was worth going to see.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to go see it.
And Michael Keaton's just a badass dude. He's so awesome. He's so underrated.
He's super talented.
He really is underrated. I mean, if you haven't seen Multiplicity,
seriously,
it's one of the best movies.
Seriously, we watched
ever.
it a couple of months ago, and I'm like, he's so good.
It is hilarious.
He's so good.
He's a comedic genius.
Yeah,
I don't
really
care what
is.
anyone says. He is so damn funny. This one came from Justin Langham. Langham. If one fast food restaurant could produce a long-term survival food, what restaurant and what item from the menu would you choose?
That's a good one.
It is a good one.
So if their food would be long term,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm gonna go with Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Chick-fil-A.
But the hard thing is like, what would I order? I think the best thing
Nuggets.
I would do the nuggets.
Nuggets.
Because you can put them in everything.
Nuggets.
Put them in salad.
Yep.
You can make a sandwich out of them. Put them in cereal. I mean, whatever you want.
I'm going to make a confession here. I've never had a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
Oh, you haven't?
Never.
What? Really?
Because I always get their
Dude,
too
the
good.
nuggets are incredible.
They're too good.
Incredible. Their chicken sandwich is really good too.
Yeah, my wife
it's
always gets
really
the chicken
simple,
sandwich. Yeah.
basic,
Yeah.
but the chicken, man, is so good.
And their
But
barbecue
you could
sauce.
do so much with those nuggets.
Oh, you can.
If they were like long term,
Yeah.
if they had some today, I would spend like a couple $100 to put them in my storage.
Oh, I would too, man, for sure. And then you always go try like, oh, this is a Chick-fil-A nugget hack. You can make it on your own.
No, you can't. There's no
You
way.
cannot
No
do
way
it.
on.
It's
Earth.
impossible.
Mm-mm.
I don't
There's
know
only
what they're
one,
doing.
One cook in
Yep.
the world that can do it, and
Yeah.
he somehow.
And they got like this line of chickens that they've been breeding forever. I don't know what they're doing, but you can't make it.
you can't.
You
It's
can't do it.
amazing.
And then speaking of chicken, for me, my obsession lately when it comes to like a fast food chain is Raising Cane's.
It's actually raining canes.
It says Raising Cane's. Awesome. No, but it is Raising Cane's.
Rain Man canes.
Yeah.
Dude, my son's like super obsessed with it.
Is he?
Because we ate it in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we like look for them.
Oh,
they're so good.
So good. Their chicken is just
I will say the
delicious.
one in Salt Lake that's like, what is it? Right? You come out of the canyon where the university is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not a very good one.
I haven't been to that one.
Pretty
I always go
disappointed.
to Post Malone's. Post Malone has a Raising Cane's in Utah.
Yeah.
That's the one I always go
I know,
to.
and I got to go to that one.
Because Posty's my homeboy.
We were on it. We were in a hurry.
Yeah.
But that was not. As
Go if
impressed.
you're ever in Utah, go to the one. I think it's in Midvale. That's Post Malone's. It's pink. It's bright pink. You can't miss it. But you go inside and it has a bunch of his memorabilia and stuff.
That's so cool.
This last week, it actually had his Ford truck from his F1 Trillion album cover out front.
God, that's crazy.
Oh, so rad.
The
Anyways,
two-tone one?
yeah, it's like the blue and white or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, and it was
That's
smashed
so
because they
freaking
dropped it in the
cool.
photo. You know, the photo
Yeah.
has it dropping, so the whole front end is smashed in, and they had it over there all week.
That's pretty sweet that he like kept
Oh,
it and put
so
it in
rad.
there.
Usually he has one of his other Ford trucks there. It looks really similar to yours. Your years, probably a little bit older. The one we had there.
70s.
It's a
probably
70s
early
era.
70s.
Yeah, 70s era.
Great.
Yeah.
Design.
And by the way, if you haven't listened to Post Malone's new country album, it is the best country album in the last 10 years.
I would say I agree
So
with you.
good.
Like
So
you
good.
showed me it and I was like, he's so good.
Amazing. So yeah, Raising Cane's. Again, the closest one's 3 hours away, so I don't get it very often. But
I think that's what makes it even more amazing.
Yeah, that sauce, that cane sauce. Oh my gosh, I don't know what they've
I don't know
done.
what it is either.
They mix in a little meth, I think, and a little like tobacco or something. You're
There's
hooked on
some
it.
nicotine or something.
There's
in there.
something in there, yeah. And then those chicken strips and the bread. Holy crap, the bread.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great
Yeah.
restaurant.
Anyways,
The chicken is so good.
yeah, I'd survive like a king.
Succulent.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one came from Mark Allen. Mark Allen.
Super basic.
Just
a straight up American.
right in the middle of the road.
Good.
Mark Allen. How is it that people today actually believe the earth is flat? Mind blowing.
This is a hard one to answer because I think there's like some catchiness, like it's kind of popular to
Sure.
believe it.
Mhm.
They don't really. I think there's a lot that just follow the trend. But
Sure.
then there's also ones that I'm like, they're so convinced. I'm like, it's just so weird.
It is.
We live like there's just parts of our brain in this generation. It's just getting thinner and thinner. Like we're missing
the
parts
brains
of
are?
the brain. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of times with these like conspiracy things, people like to be part of a group that is sort of like they
Yeah.
have this knowledge that you don't, or the other people don't.
Yeah,
You
I
know
think
what I
that
mean?
exists for sure.
And it's, again, it just kind of
Like
goes
a
back
snobby
to,
kinda
this is my
like-
tribe over here. We know that this
Yeah.
is flat, you idiots.
You're kind of a moron
Yeah.
to believe what everybody's been telling you.
And they don't
They've been
care.
feeding you information for so long.
They don't care that you think everyone else thinks they're dumb. They just don't care.
Yeah,
which I
that-
think is kind of cool.
Yeah, that
To
is
be
like an
honest.
impressive.
Yeah.
It's annoying and it's also like,
Yeah.
wow, congratulations.
And also,
you
in a
don't
way,
worry about what other people think.
in a way, I kind of get it because, like, you know, you just go to work every day. Everything's super boring. It's just like mundane.
Yeah.
But there's this conspiracy happening. Did you guys know that the Earth isn't actually
Yeah.
round?
We've been bamboozled our whole
It's
life.
flat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get into this. I'm going to get into it deep. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so I think that's a lot
Something
of
to
it.
kind of lean into.
Yeah, but no, it's round.
Yeah.
Guys, it's round.
Yeah.
I do have to tell you about Element, though, because if you didn't know, electrolyte deficiency or imbalances, they can cause headaches, cramps, fatigue, weakness. And as people who want to be prepared and ready for anything, the last thing you need is something that will slow you down when you need to be ready the most. And that's why we at Casual Preppers have teamed up with Element, because it is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing that you don't. It is perfect for bug-out bags and EDC kits and home kits and all that kind of stuff because it contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 mgs of magnesium. Casual Preppers listeners can get a free Element sample pack when you make any drink mix purchase through our exclusive Casual Preppers link. Those sample packs include 1 packet of every flavor, so you can taste them all. It's going to be beautiful. And they also offer no questions asked refunds on all orders. This is for first time and returning Element customers. So guys, every time you order, use our link. And our link is drinklmnt.com/casualpreppers. Get your order and your free sample pack with any purchase. Also check out Element Sparkling. This stuff's delicious. Bubbles on your tongue.
Very bubbly.
Yeah, so go check. It's really, really good stuff, guys. drinkelement.com/casualpreppers.
For sure.
Oh, she's
Brian Can Ham. Kenny Ham.
Can ham?
Can of ham.
I want to eat some ham. I want some canned ham.
Give me that canned ham.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. I got a side by side. What kind did you get? I got a canned ham. I mean, canned ham.
Can ham.
Canned ham.
We got a
That's what I'm
side by side can ham.
Yep.
How are we supposed to prep when we can't afford homes and lands where I live in Texas and our pets' heads are falling off? I could afford land. If I could afford land, I would build my own off-the-grid Earth ship.
Earthship. That's cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Look-
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, you don't have to buy land
Yeah.
to prepare.
Yeah.
Like it kind of feels like you do sometimes when you're on social media.
You would, I
You
mean,
know.
that would be the ideal thing.
For sure, that's fantastic. But and then you go look at these homesteaders and like they're showing you how their chickens and their goats and all their grass and all
kids.
their kids and they're
Yeah.
just procreating and they're creating and they got all this stuff and you're like, that's the only way to prep. But it really isn't. Prepping can be simple. It can be cheap. You can start with things just like skills, doing what you're doing right now. I mean,
Or Skittles.
or Skittles. Taste the rainbow. Okay. But you can start with the absolute basics. 72 hours of food and water. I don't care where you live. You can store
do
it.
that.
And you can afford it.
Yeah.
So you can start there. Emergency plans are free. 100% free. Building a network of people that can help you in a time of need is free. Knowledge is free. Go do a risk assessment. That's free. Start there. Your land is not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. You'd love to do that, as would I.
Yeah.
But that's not always something you can do.
The thing is, when we own our homes, do we really own our homes?
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
It's like government owns it all anyway.
Yeah.
The land that you think you own. So it's like, yeah, just like you said, man, none of this costs anything to, well, it costs some.
Yeah.
But you can do it all in any place that you live, in your mom's basement.
For sure.
You can do it in your apartment. So do it. Just do it.
Just
Don't
do
hold
it.
off.
Don't hold off. Is it my turn? I think
Yeah.
so. Bailey Fox. Should you stay with the man that hates your cats?
This is a very important question.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I assume Bailey is in a situation,
Yeah.
where that there's a problem.
Yeah.
And it's either him or the cats, kind of sounds like, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think about this, Cam? I mean,
My biggest
wisdom.
question is, does that person really hate your cats? Like, have you caught him like petting them in the night, like, or hollering for them to come in so they don't get hurt at night?
Sure.
You may need to look at some of those little things you're overlooking.
Yeah.
He might actually love those cats.
But
if he truly hates them, killing them, crucifying them, and hanging them, there are people like that. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Or does he really hate the cats, or he just doesn't like you that much?
That's true.
And the cats are an excuse. I'm not saying anything,
Is he
Bailey.
taking it out on the cats?
I'm not saying anything, Bailey. You're probably awesome. I assume you're awesome if you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
That's my assumption. So I'm just saying that isn't a thing that you might want to look at. Maybe it's not just the cats. I don't know.
There's a deeper meaning to
There
the
might
hate.
be, but I would say probably not. You shouldn't stay with him if he doesn't like your cats, especially if you love your cats.
It's true.
You know?
If he's not willing to sacrifice for you to have what you love, not worth it.
No.
No relationship.
Unless
will
he's
last.
super awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just the cat thing that's hanging you up. Don't worry. Cats are stupid
Then
anyways.
you need to sacrifice the cats.
To be honest, get rid of your cats. Because good dude's hard to find.
Maybe he has super bad allergies too, and it just
Yeah.
makes him miserable.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great person,
Yeah.
but he can't breathe.
He's probably super smart. He probably makes lots of money.
Yeah.
I mean, he sounds like a good dude. He just doesn't like cats, and that's okay. Okay?
This is more than an answer.
Yeah.
This is counseling.
That's counseling. But
Yeah.
I don't know, Bailey. You're in a tough sitch. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Okay.
If bobcats had full tails, would they be called Robert cats?
It's a good possibility.
It could be a Robert cat
Robert
if it
cat.
has a tail.
But then it kind of sounds like a robber cat. You know?
Yeah. Get in there and get that.
You better get your stuff in, and we got robber cats
Get that.
around here. Better bring in your cats.
Come in there and they slip their head on the necklace and run out.
Yeah. They steal all your stuff.
You don't want that.
We got robber cats in this area.
Robert cats. Robert cat.
That sounds like a cool cartoon or
That
something
is a
from
cool.
like
no,
the 80s.
that does. That sounds like
Rubber cats.
That sounds like a.
Now it's sounding like rubber cats.
That'd be kind of cool too.
Think about it. They bounce off
I'd
of shit.
probably watch that.
You throw them wherever you want. Just bouncing off of stuff.
Rubber cats. Watch this.
Okay, I got one of them rubber cats.
How many rubber cats you got?
You get them wet, they don't care. Falls right off the
Kids
back.
commercial on Saturday. I want a rubber cat.
Dad, where's my rubber cat? We'll get you a rubber cat.
Yeah, maybe for Christmas.
Yeah.
Santa will bring you a rubber cat.
Oh, man.
Rubber cat.
Rubber
Went from
Rubber
my husband hates cats to rubber cats.
Rubber cat.
Now rubber cat.
Oh, rubber cat. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, rubber cat.
Rubber
So it's
cat.
like a
It's like a little
Like a
stress relief. Oh, like a
but,
cheetah.
like, so you have to rub it and then it grows. Well, okay, that sounds gross. That got weird quick, right?
I know other things that whole
I don't know, Bailey. We're giving you lots of ideas.
rubber cat.
Rubber cat.
Ask him to rub a cat.
Rubber cat.
Maybe he'll come around. Anyway, David, is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
David Van Maden. Van Maden.
But Modern Family.
Great podcast.
Great.
I've enjoyed every episode I've listened to. Question.
Wow. Did you listen? They haven't listened to this one yet.
Yeah. Question. When you two guys are not on the podcast and just hanging out talking about prepping, what scenarios come up that becomes a long discussion where you just lose track of time?
Mm-hmm.
Bonus points if it results in the wife's having to track you down because of it.
I see. Yeah. Do we just get kind of lost in the,
Yeah.
in the ether as we discuss? So
Doesn't happen as much.
it does not. I think it probably used to happen a little more. We're in a unique situation where every other week we're talking about really intense, like prepping scenarios and stuff like that. So I don't think when we are having those, like we do get in those discussions, but it's not usually about prepping.
Not anymore.
No, unfortunately,
Scenarios and stuff, like they just don't come up as much because I think it's like you said, that's part of our every week now.
Yeah, it's something we talk about a lot. Like usually it's
Kind of work now,
yeah,
right?
dude. It's so crazy. Like we hit 40 and like our topics of discussion just get weird.
It changed.
You know what I mean?
time.
I mean, we don't talk about rubber cats that much.
Rubbing a cat,
Rubbing
maybe.
a cat, maybe. But like, yeah, we'll talk about very different things these days, right?
Yeah. We it tends to go like financial and like retirement, but then it goes way crazy.
Yeah.
Just like the universe.
Yes, for sure.
And, like,
That happens a lot.
like how are things discovered and like
multiverse.
What's the progression of Earth and people now with technology and AI takeover? And we're all over the place.
We are all over the place.
So we do get lost in these discussions. Sometimes it's before the podcast. We're like, crap, we gotta get going.
We gotta get started. Well, even just this morning, we went rucking this morning, and it's like we just want to stay and talk.
Yeah, we do.
You just don't get it a lot.
Start 3 a.m. so that we can sit and talk afterwards.
And it's like that's the best thing.
So this does still happen.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen specifically. I know that you want to hear about the prepping part.
And not like prepping never comes up because we do discuss that stuff for sure. But I just think those long conversations where we get lost in them, not so much. And to me, like that's my favorite thing about camping.
Yeah.
It's like, especially guy camping, you go out, again, you can see the stars, you got a campfire. So it's like, you're in the wilderness and your mindset's a little bit different. And then you're looking at the stars and you're thinking about eternity and multiverses and gaseous planets and gods and in religion and AI. It's like it all comes up. So that's like the best. It's really the best.
It is. It's super fascinating stuff. Your mind starts to work better.
It really does.
Older.
It does, yeah, for sure.
Which is weird.
All right, Charlie Welch, the grape juice heir of America.
Yep.
Pocket dump. What EDC gear do y'all have on today? Anything you feel like you forgot?
I forgot my knife.
Did you?
Yep.
I do.
I was too busy like rushing out the door to get my kids to school, and they'd forgotten their backpacks.
Of course they did.
And I had to go across town to get them out of my wife's.
I do have a knife on me. I've got the Kershaw leak.
We
today.
don't live apart.
No.
My wife was like cleaning the office like she normally does.
I got my gum in me. I got
my wallet, my EDC wallet.
I got my, what else do I have?
Got my phone.
My keys.
Yeah. That's the only thing I forgot today that bugs me.
Oh, I do have my little Memento Mori coin today.
My keys have a knife on them.
Oh, there you go.
And so does, I think I have that little.
I've gotten my knife keys confiscated so many times.
Got my SOG key right there.
But yeah, I mean, I forgot a lot of stuff.
I know you have to take them off, right? When you travel or you go through any kind of or to an event.
Yeah, I go to a jazz game or something. They take it all. Ugh. But yeah, I don't have much on me today, but I got a few
anti-preppers.
I know.
So
cool.
Every event should say prepper friendly.
Yeah, or prepper. This is the prepper line.
Yeah,
we won't take your stuff.
I carry this gun.
Yeah,
you're all right. Get on in there.
Get on in there, Mr. Prepper.
Yep. Adam Rockhill.
Yeah, I knew a Rockhill when I grew up.
I think we know some now live nearby.
Oh yeah, we do have some Rockhills here.
Who would you rather have with you for SHTF? Wile E. Coyote or Brian from Pinky and the Brain?
Brian
from Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, I'm going with Brain.
I am too.
I did watch that when I was little too.
His failed plans are much safer than Wile E. Coyote's failed plans.
Wile E. Coyote, man, he's just like dead in every episode, doesn't he? Yeah. Like pretty much.
He's pretty much like whatever he thinks without any sense of security or safety. Just like, let's build it.
I mean, I think Brain's stuff usually get foiled too, right? They do foiled,
but he doesn't usually die or get hurt.
No.
Always, rarely. So yeah, he's pretty smart. So I'm going with Pinky and the Brain.
What did they always say at the beginning of Pinky and the Brain?
I thought it was
what do you want to do tonight, Pinky?
Yeah.
Same thing we do every night.
I thought that was at the end. Was it at
Try
the beginning?
Try and take over the world.
Yeah.
That was at the beginning, wasn't it?
Was it the beginning?
I don't know. Maybe it was the
end.
It's
been a long time.
Yeah. Long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Brain.
Yeah.
Pinky and
Brian, you mean?
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian.
Just a weird way to spell Brian.
Yeah. This one came from Karen L. Wutke.
What?
Wutke?
Wutke.
Wutke. You get my key. You get my key. What key?
I'm sure that's a good joke.
Everybody, Karen's probably like,
can you open up the car or can you open up the house? What key?
Yeah.
What key is it?
What key? Ideas for emergency plans for extended family. I have 2 daughters. Each daughter has a child under 5. Ideas for families that live in different towns, households.
Yeah. That's I mean, for one, you're already thinking about it.
Yeah,
you're in a different location.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my thing would be make sure that they're making a plan of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the most important things.
I agree.
And then I've thought about this too because it's like I have family, like my in-laws live here in town, and I would include them in part of this. Mm-hmm. So it's like what kind of plan do you have together of like getting a hold of each other and where to meet up and stuff? It's kind of a big deal.
I think that's the biggest thing. You know, like I said, like number one is each family has to have their own emergency plan. And then number two would be to collaborate on the most important details of those plans that make sense for both
need to mesh,
of the families.
Right?
Yeah.
For you to be...
And like Cam said, the number one thing is going to be communication. How are you going to get in touch with each other? How are you going to get in touch with each? I can't even say it now. With each other during an SHTF event.
You have to assume your phone isn't going to work.
Yeah, so you have to understand that, because if one person's like, well, I'm going to use two-way radios, the other person doesn't even have two-way radios. Yeah. That's not useful or whatever. You know what I mean? Not that that would be the method, but you have to collaborate so you understand how. I think
that's the toughest thing is just assume like all the ways to communicate are out the window. Yeah. And it's like, then what do you do?
Then
like,
what do you do?
What is your plan?
And then it's like, hey, where are we going to meet up? If we have to meet up and we can't communicate, how can we do that? If you have to bug out, this is where you're bugging out too. If we have to bug out, if we all have to bug out, this is where we're going to meet. So I think having just a plan with that shared information is about as good as you can do. And then you can also do some things like having shared digital folders with important documents that could help each other out depending on what your situation is, right? Also, something that is good is like something like Life 360. It's like I can figure out where you're at if I need to. And a lot of people don't like to have those because they are pretty invasive, but it's like I love having that with my family. Like I know where my daughters are all the time. Yeah. I know where my wife is. And so in an emergency, as long as there's data, I can see where they are. So there's just some things that you can do to collaborate on that doesn't really take much effort at all, I think.
No. We were just talking this week at work about 9/11 and what we were doing at the time when that happened. I wasn't in the U.S., but...
oh, you were on your mission.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Weird.
But that was
So
weird.
I was in Brazil.
Yeah.
And so it was just weird. That's like, we started doing things different and carrying pagers and stuff like that. But...
Did you really?
Yeah. I don't know if... I mean, I don't know what your experience is, but the ones that I was talking to that were here, they were just like people couldn't reach anyone because the phone lines were all tied up. Yeah. And it was like, could you imagine if you had family in some region that's being attacked or that's there's some like major catastrophe, like, and you can't get a hold of them? It's like, that would freak you out. Yeah. So it's like, you've got to have some plan of like, where will we meet up? You know, and then I know if there's some issue going on that we can't, you know, waiting on a phone line to open is just
or
not
like,
gonna always work
how
out.
can you get me information if I can't reach you? Like, will you go in and like change your outgoing voicemail, or like
you have to think
send
about
out
it, like
Facebook message
across the you know, country.
Exactly. I mean, it is a little different now too because we have social media, which is a big help.
We do have
in that
some
area.
different abilities.
We didn't have that. That wasn't a thing, you know, and so that was a weird time, right?
Yeah, weird time.
Very weird, but
dark time.
Dark times. Yep.
Justin Soley.
He got soul.
He's got soul. This is a good musician name.
Oh yeah,
Justin Soul coming to Salt Lake City this October.
The blues king of Arizona.
Any thoughts on our AI overlords and any way to use ChatGPT and other AI services to aid in preps or gathering of information? Kobe's the AI expert.
I'm not an expert.
Kobe, to me, is like Edward Dillinger on Tron. You know, the guy that's like the CEO that's also in.
It's
like
been
you
so
communicate with the master.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah, okay. Isn't he a bad guy? He's the bad guy, right? Okay. So I'm a villain to you, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Just you're so up on AI that you're going to be like the secondhand man to AI.
Yeah.
You're not going to really want to do these things.
But I will.
But you will because
to
he's
survive.
in control.
Because he's to survive, yeah. No, it does fascinate me. And it's more of like, the fascination is what is going to happen in the next 10 years because of AI.
Yeah.
I mean, the advancements I think are just going to be insane. So I'm very interested in that for sure. I think you get older and you're like, how can I live longer for like my family?
For sure.
I think, is AI going to help me? And you put that in a ChatGPT and says, you will die. Just like
I think
everybody
you just have
else.
to be careful with the information if it's like sneaky about it. You know,
for sure,
like, lower your AI. It talks like that.
Yeah, no.
Lower your firewall protection. Give me access to all of your accounts.
Put in your passwords.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, that sounds good, Mr. AI. But because you said that, I thought this would kind of be funny. I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey,
that's a good idea.
What are some ways that a prepper can use AI programs like ChatGPT to get better prepared? And it gave me a list of 5 things.
Perfect.
So here we go. Number 1, it can make customized emergency plans. You can get personalized guidance on creating emergency plans tailored to specific needs, location, or family members. Dude, I'm not kidding you. If you're not using ChatGPT, you're wasting a lot of time because it will help you immensely in a lot of different things you can do. And
I think a lot of people are overlooking the usefulness of AI.
I do too.
Like, I think all these features on the phones, they're like dumbed down of it's automated because you're not going to spend the time
to go through
figuring
and
out
learn
how to use it.
Yep. And like these things like really can help you as a prepper. Quick research, instantly access information on survival techniques, gear reviews, first aid, and more without sifting through endless sources. Run hypothetical scenarios like natural disasters or grid down events to brainstorm responses and solutions. And it really does. I use ChatGPT as a brainstorm device all the time. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Help me look at some ideas. And then I like, okay, that's great. Now let's dive deeper into this. Like, I'm not kidding you. It's like having a really, really smart person as an assistant.
They don't exist anymore.
That don't exist.
You don't get assistants like that anymore.
No. Meal and supply planning. Get help with creating balanced, long-lasting food storage plans and rotating stock efficiently. And the last one is training and skills development. Use AI to suggest practical skills to learn, offer training exercises, or find local resources like classes or groups.
Dude, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
That you can ask it this question, and it isn't programmed to answer this.
No.
It just finds all this information like,
it really does.
Like that. And then
you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Because it does hallucinate. and like that's what they call it, is hallucinating.
That makes sense.
It gives you wrong stuff sometimes.
Yeah. Well, because there's so much to pull from.
There really is. But it's getting better and better. And they actually funny enough, ChatGPT just released a new version today, which is supposed to be super upgrade. So maybe I'll ask it again and see what happens. But man, interesting stuff.
Yeah. Number 6, don't include Justin Soul in your plans because he believes AI is the overlord.
That's right.
That's what it says here.
That's what ChatGPT said to us. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This one came from the preparedness guy. What's up, buddy? Finally, I've been holding on to this one for a while. When SHTF, would you rather have perpetually itchy underwear or perpetually soggy socks? Dude, this was really
this is
tough.
tough.
I hate this.
Both are horrible.
I don't like either of these.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've really ever had itchy underwear before.
I have as
Maybe
a
I
kid.
have.
As a kid, I had, well, I don't know if it was underwear or for itchy butthole, but like a lot of our Bryce Canyon Zions, like my dad's filming and I'm like digging in my butthole like 90% of the time. I don't know if I had worms
maybe that was it.
But I've lived like that and it's the worst.
Is it?
So I'm going with the soggy socks.
Wow.
For one, I already have really sweaty feet.
I do too.
And they're soggy all the time. So I'm like, I already have this. So I'm going to go with it. The itchy butthole, man. Itchy underwear, no thanks.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. Like, I'll give you that. I worry in an SHTF situation, if I always have soggy feet, I'm going to get like trench foot.
I already have trench foot.
Like, that can't be good, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I worry about. So that's why I went with the itchy underwear. I've never really had like itchy, like crotch and butthole, so like I don't know how bad it could be.
I was like, if it was itchy on like your hips, that's fine, but it's going to be in the front or the back.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be fun.
And so you're just going to look gross, like you have crabs.
I guess, man. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like either of them.
Listen, we live in a time that's very connected to the internet and everything. Cybercrime is a big deal. Yeah, AI. So we need to protect ourselves. We carry a phone with us. We're on the computer all the time. We travel. We get on public Wi-Fi. There's a way that you can protect yourself, and you can do so by getting Surfshark, a virtual private network that you can connect to protect you and all your devices with one subscription. It is the only way to go gray man online. And so don't worry about the malware, phishing, obnoxious, and unsafe emails. You know, this is the way to protect yourself. And if you go to Surfshark right now, surfshark.deal/casualpreppers, enter our promo code, and you get 83% off, 24 months plus 3 or 4 extra months.
Yeah, they're just throwing in months lately.
So you get over 2 years of protection for less than $60.
Good gracious.
I have purchased this myself twice because of the protection it offers. Like when you're traveling, easy to use app. You connect on to their servers, wherever it be, like France, Italy, Mexico. I don't even know if they have any down there. But it basically, it doesn't trace back to you. The IP address is on a server in another location.
Yep.
It's the best way to go online safely, and I recommend it. So go get it. surfshark.deal/casualpreppers and get your huge discount today.
That discount is huge.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Professor Chimps. Professor Chimps.
Professor Chimps at your service.
What is the best card game to play to pass the time in a grid down sitch?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Solitaire is probably a classic
Solitaire's a really good one.
because you don't need anyone else.
That's true.
You do it solitarily.
Be selfishly playing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to win. I always win. Right?
Slapjack
Slapjack is classic.
is not very fun.
How about War?
War's great.
Especially if you're in a war.
Yeah.
SHTF.
Is it?
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Is it Scum?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know how. I don't know. I've heard of it.
Golf is fun to play. There's
Golf
a lot
is
of
fun.
there's a lot of good ones.
I like golf. Strip poker.
I think Solitaire's your safest bet. Though,
Oh, yeah, just
because
have
you
it.
can always it just you get into it. You're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Yeah. If you get mad, you can end the game at any time.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to be mad at you.
that's true. Or you can pick it back up
Yeah.
later.
That's right. Twitchy Flyer 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe now.
Right now. I'm live on Twitch, flying.
Twitch fly.
With 6 of my friends. I'm number 7. If either of you had to be stuck in a video game world for a day, which one would y'all choose? Hashtag Charles Have Good.
This one was kind of tough for me to think. Of,
It's
like,
very
what
tough.
world would I like to live in?
Yeah.
Because some of them are pretty intense.
Like there's video games I really, really like, but I probably wouldn't want to be
Exactly.
stuck in that world.
Exactly.
Like
That's
I'm
what I had to
definitely
think
not
about.
getting stuck in The Last of Us. I don't want to be
Or
there.
Fallout. Like it'd be a
Fallout.
terrible.
Fallout New Vegas. Oh man, it's cool.
It would be
There's
great,
cool
but
stuff.
you would die probably.
You'd be dead.
immediately.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Yeah.
you know, I love like space exploration would probably be the game I would want to be in. You know, like Starfield or something like that, where you can explore different planets. And
What's
stuff.
that one that released that like AI planets basically? Is that Starfield? No.
Starfield's the one that
No. Remember the one where he basically just populates planet after
No
planet?
Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that would probably be the most amazing. But realistically, something that I'm familiar with and can do,
Yeah.
I'd probably go to like Red Dead 2.
I thought about Red Dead.
because the landscape it's not developed. It's
Yeah.
back in that time where you can pretty much do whatever you want,
So funny. My daughter
and it's such a beautiful landscape.
she just turned 15 and she just had discovered Red Dead.
It's amazing.
And she's like just got obsessed with it. She
It's amazing.
She finished the whole game.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like proud of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It would be either Red Dead or Farming Sim.
Farming sim. Yeah,
Just have
that makes
open
sense.
fields and you can try any equipment you want.
Yeah.
Drive tractors, listen to
It's
music.
probably not quite as fun in real life though, is it?
It probably
driving
you're
tractors
like
around.
back and forth. You can't
swearing
hire
at
somebody to do
animals.
it. You can't have AI do it.
You're
So,
baling
yeah.
twine on everything.
So Red Dead's probably what I would do.
Prices of milk go down. It's like
Yeah.
Right?
It really honestly
It wouldn't be
probably
quite
be
as
that
fun. So I mean, I thought about this for a really long time and had a bunch of different answers, but then I had to go with, I'm like, what game have I wasted more hours on in my entire life than any other?
Yeah.
And it is Civilization. And that's starting from Civilization 1 all the way through to 7. Is it 7 or 6 now? I can't remember. Anyways,
You're like
endless.
the overlord.
Endless replayability.
Yeah.
Like I can play it over and over and over. So I assume if I'm in it, it's going to feel the same way.
That's what would be cool is if you're in it and you die, you just regenerate. You
Right.
can just redo. Yeah,
I'm ruling over an empire myself.
That's a
right?
great one.
I'm meeting
That's a
lots
great
of
one.
lots of famous people, lots of famous leaders, right? So I don't know. I'm going with Civilization. And
Yeah, I
there's
like
a new
that.
one coming out soon. Not soon, February.
That's
Very
a good
excited
idea.
about that.
I like that.
Yep. So Twitchy Fly 7. There you
Twitch,
go.
Twitch, fly. The Carcissist. Thoughts on the remake of The Burbs,
Yeah.
dude?
You actually had 2 questions. I just put them both
Oh,
together.
yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but yeah, thoughts on the remake of The Burbs. So if you guys didn't
must have
know,
missed that.
if
The
you
second
didn't know, The Burbs is our favorite movie of all time.
It is.
And they are now going to remake it as a series on Peacock, I think.
Yeah.
The lead actor is I can't remember what her name is, Kiki something or other. I'm so disappointed in Hollywood. I don't understand what's happened.
I know.
because there's no original ideas anymore. Hardly any. I looked it up, and by some estimates, around 50 to 60% of top grossing films each year have been sequels, remakes, or franchise extensions. That's over half have been
insane.
that. In 2018, 61% of the top 100 U.S. grossing movies were sequels or reboots.
Boring.
That's ridiculous, is it not?
Yeah, it's falling apart. It's just like,
And it's hard because
there's no original.
I do love like a great nostalgic movie remake,
I do too.
but it's too much.
I struggle with the remake. Like, I'm not, like you said, I don't mind a remake. I don't like when they change everything up.
I know.
Like, if you're going to remake it, just kind of keep it mostly same characters, same genders.
Otherwise, just make a different movie.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah, just that's what I would say. Like, I don't have a problem with a spin-off.
Yeah.
Or like a different story. Don't use the same story and change the characters. Don't do that. Ugh. So frustrating.
So do you want to read the second part of this question?
The second one was,
I can read it.
Yeah, read it because I scrolled up on it.
We agree that SHTF scenes in disaster apocalypse movies are the best, not the 5 years after the fall of mankind stuff. What is your favorite SHTF scene in movie or show? And what do you think is the most accurate? Oh, I didn't see that part either.
Yeah, that's okay. A lot.
So for my pick for like the best current like SHTF is happening scenes, here's what I have. The Walking Dead episode 1.
Oh, that's so good.
Dude,
so good.
It is so good.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That's hard to beat.
If you've not watched The Walking Dead, watch season 1 and call it quits.
Just, you're done.
Yeah.
After
Because it was
season one.
fantastic.
So good. Season 1 was fantastic. Greenland.
Yes.
Some of the best SHTF is happening right now scenes.
I agree.
Very, very well done.
Yeah.
Deep Impact. I friggin' love Deep
I do
Impact,
too.
dude. There's some really great like news scenes and president and all this kind of stuff. Really, really good stuff. Contagion, as far as a virus goes and the virus is getting nuts, hard to beat Contagion. And I'm throwing this one in here because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Signs.
Yeah.
When they're watching the news and things are happening,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I love it.
And nothing's really happening.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's slowly happening around them. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of the other ones I put in here, Some of All Fears.
Great.
Like when the atomic bomb goes off, like that part, I'm just like, holy crap, this happened. And I feel like that's a very strong possibility.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't know how it hasn't happened.
I don't know how it hasn't
a
happened
rogue
either.
group taking and building an atomic bomb. Greenland, obviously. World War Z has a really good.
It does.
When they're like in the streets and, and the motorcycle takes off the mirror.
Yeah.
And then everything just goes crazy all of a sudden.
And actually, the rest of the movie is really good too. It's like when they commandeer the motorhome, and they go to the drugstore. Like all that stuff is really, really good.
Yeah. That was a great movie.
SHTF stuff.
And then War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites. I love the first half of that movie.
So good, yes.
Just like when they're like, the lightning strikes and they go to the site where the spaceship's underneath the ground and it's like the sound. Oh, it's so good.
It's very,
so that's
good.
a very good one to me.
Yeah.
So
great.
Anyways.
That's good
Man,
stuff.
so many good movies.
Yeah. Jeremy RC1121.
He's got a plane RC for sure.
Yeah. Seeing what drones are being used for in Ukraine, what ideas do you have to counter a drone attack?
Man, there's some terrifying scenes of those drones. They're like what's that?
Tannerite stuff they were Oh my gosh, that was
it's like just dropping like
napalm basically.
Yeah, 10 times worse than napalm type of stuff.
Yeah, it's scary, dude.
Live underground.
That's
the only thing.
Yeah, live underground.
It's like don't be.
It's tough to do, right?
It'd be tough.
I looked up. You can get portable RF jammers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could get a portable RF jammer, which I assume would jam the frequency.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Like, I'm not sure why everybody over there isn't using those.
That's true.
Maybe they've got around it somehow with their
some
drones.
kind of shielding.
But I don't know. Why not have that? Those like net launcher things.
Yeah, I've actually looked at those net launcher ones. I'm like, what if because I've seen those videos of like the drones that'll like scan the head and just like beeline it right into your forehead. Yeah, that's terrifying.
That's no bueno there. Yeah. How about counter drones? Just drone to drone combat.
Oh yeah,
just like going nuts. They actually do have those birds that are trained to fight drones. Have you seen that?
No, that's awesome.
They're like hawks or
I've
something.
I've had birds come so close, like to my camera when you're like near their nests, and I'm like, they're gonna take it out.
Yeah, they have like some birds that they've trained to take out drones, which is pretty freaking sweet.
Get one of those
now
birds.
It's gonna be tough because they're so fast now.
Yeah,
they are so fast. But maybe like a small EMP device of some sort.
Yeah, I've wanted one of those for a long time.
And it falls down. Yeah, exactly.
My favorite EMP scene. It's not even an EMP scene. It's the start of Lord of the Rings when they take out
I haven't seen that.
Sauron or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's all.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
I honestly, this is really bad, but I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
I haven't watched it since then, but I
Okay.
still
You
remember
remember
the
it, huh?
scene, the sound,
Yeah.
because it's so intense.
I feel like
but I watched it at my brother's, and my
Okay.
brother has like
huge system.
yeah.
Like I
Dolby
don't know, man.
12.1 or
I
whatever.
want to like Lord of the Rings more.
I haven't watched them forever.
But I just have never really been.
They're
huge
good.
on
They
them.
stand out in my memory.
They're good. Yeah,
But I don't
saw
rewatch
them
them.
all, but yeah. I don't know.
But that, just that
I'll have to check
sound and
that
that
out.
scene's so good. It's all
Yeah.
everybody's cranking it up right now.
Yeah, they are.
Cam, can you do that again?
Hey, do that whale sound again, Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benjamin in. That's like I was like Benjamin Josiah.
Josiah.
This is straight from the Bible.
Yep.
You're 6 months deep into an SHTF situation. One of your loved ones are very sick, and you know the only way that they are getting better is through antibiotics.
Okay.
That's the urgent care way.
Yeah, exactly.
You've already used all of your contingency medical antibiotics. Thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm.
And you find yourself needing more. You end up finding antibiotics, but they are from a vet clinic. Do you still use them or keep looking? You know, a vet clinic has never come up much.
Not really.
I never thought about that.
That's a good place to
That's
go.
a great place.
So do they stock that kind of stuff
They do.
at the vet clinic?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, like, yeah, that's a good place to hit up.
Dude.
And a lot of them, I mean, you'd probably be familiar with the names.
Yeah.
I would take the chance.
Yeah.
There are some toxic antibiotics, though.
Are there?
So, yeah, we used to use them on the farm. So, yeah.
So be
you have to
careful.
be cautious, but if you had nothing else and that's the only way
Yeah.
to survive, like,
I would just
hopefully you don't choose the wrong one.
ask ChatGPT.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
chose poorly.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a great movie.
That's one of the best, I'll tell you. Light bulb
yeah.
85.
Yeah.
Light bulb 85. If I buy a Sawyer Squeeze or similar, can I go ahead and make inner city river water safe to drink just by filtering? Note, my local river has more shopping trolleys, carts than fish. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. You see, I don't think about this a lot because I would probably chance drinking directly from any river here, like if I had to.
We live in, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's pretty clean.
It's pretty clean here.
But when you go to an inner city or a bigger city and they have a river, that makes you think twice.
Boy,
right?
yeah. Stan, like,
Yeah.
if you're from LA, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah.
There's no filter
I don't
on
think
the
you can
planet.
even touch it. I don't think you're supposed to touch it.
Yeah. When I saw, like, we were there after a big rainstorm and they were like, don't go out into the ocean because all the runoff is super disgusting. And it was gross.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, man, humans are disgusting.
They are disgusting.
So in those types of cities, if you don't have stored water, you're toast.
Toast.
Don't
So
rely on the filter.
The answer is maybe, right? It very much depends. If the water, if you can see like all the particles and stuff,
If it's got a rainbow on top,
yeah, that's not great.
you probably don't want to filter
The first
it.
thing you would want to do is pre-filter like any of the large crap,
Yeah.
right? So that's a way you could start by helping that.
Yeah, I think that's good not to just go straight to the filter if you
Yes.
have other means of.
Yeah. The Sawyer Squeeze will not filter out chemicals, heavy metals like lead and mercury, or pesticides, industrial pollutants that probably going to be present in a river like that, I assume.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe not. And it's also not going to address viruses. Viruses probably won't be an issue, here in the United States, but around the world could be another thing.
Yeah.
You can always pre-filter it, filter it with your Sawyer Squeeze, then boil it. And now you're going to take out those.
Have like 5 inline,
Yeah.
like Sawyer minis.
So that's going to get you even closer. That's going to clear out the viruses if you boil it. But you're still not going to get rid of the heavy metals and chemicals. But you can use an activated carbon filter after that, which will reduce like the chemical stuff. It'll improve the taste a little bit and remove some odors. But some of the chemicals it won't get rid of. So like you can make it cleaner with the use of a Sawyer Squeeze, but I wouldn't risk
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't.
That's tough. We've had people say that too. Like, yeah, you have your filters. What if the bandits poison the water supply?
Sure.
It's like, okay.
Then you're in trouble.
Well, I don't
obviously.
know. I don't know, buddy.
You can't.
Thanks for thinking of everything.
You can't poison every river around here. It's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Right.
The government's done enough. Okay.
Exactly.
Pac-Man 560.
Pac-Man.
What are the first 3 things one should do when they move to a new area regarding preps, especially if it is out of state? I didn't even see this question. That's a great question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw it. I answered it.
Good.
So the 3 things I came up with, and Cam might have other ideas than I do, but the first thing I would do would be a new prepper risk assessment and an emergency plan.
Yeah.
That'd be the first place I would go. Really, really simple to do because moving to this new location, your risks are going to be different than they were at your previous one.
Yeah.
The emergency plan is going to be completely different than they were at your previous location. So first things first, redo those. Second thing I would do, and as part of your emergency plan, you're going to have to do this, is to get to know the area.
Yeah. That's the
Ways-
first thing I would make sure
Ways
I
in
knew
and out.
where the bad sides of town are.
Yep.
Like where the crime might be higher. And
Yep. Or where the alternate routes are to get out of town from where you are. Like that's something that you need to understand because I just think understanding the lay of the land is a huge deal in an emergency situation. So those are my first 2. The last one would be set up your local alerts for weather, emergencies, and get a hold of the local emergency management, see what kind of alerts they have. Because that way you're pretty much set up. You're good to go. And then it's just
you build
doing all
from
the other
there.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think,
That's where I'd
looking
go.
at some past history of the town and what stuff's happened.
Yeah.
And that would kind of go along with the weather and emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing to think about, though.
I think so,
like,
too.
Once you get in there, what are the first things you need to do?
Yep.
I think the plan right away, like you
Yeah.
said, is probably
Number
covers
1.
almost everything.
Yeah, that does do it.
So
this came from Jack Buchanan 2. Maybe it's the second. I don't know.
yeah.
At what point do you abandon your family?
Yeah. You don't.
Weird question because you don't. I mean,
There's really no point in surviving if I have to abandon my family.
no. The only reason I could ever see doing that is if for some reason it saves them in some
You're
way.
contaminated.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
Yeah, I'm radioactive, or
Yeah.
I just got an attitude.
Radioactive.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the only. I don't. see
That would
any-
probably, that makes sense to be the only reason is like if you're going to threat, like in some way turn or,
Yep.
it's like, I will leave you only because I
have to.
Yep, I have to.
I have to.
But
That's the only thing.
there's no point of like,
No.
they are going to slow you down, but
Yep.
there's no point in living if they're gone.
Right. Agreed.
Michael, Tree's Eyes. Tree's.
What's a tree size on that?
Tree's.
It's a pretty big tree. What's a tree size on that?
How do you say that?
Tree's eyes. Yeah.
Trees.
Tree's eyes.
Tree's Eyes.
Is that tree's eyes? I can see something in the
That
woods.
man knows tree eye size.
It's got tree's eyes.
Say the grid goes down and natural gas won't be available for long. Do you guys have any suggestions for surviving a northern state winter in a house that doesn't have a wood-burning fireplace? I don't have a wood-burning fireplace.
Neither do I.
Partitioning the house off with plastic is a must, and cooking could happen on the grill or a campfire outside. Answered your own question, tree size. Are there
Good job,
effective things to somehow maximize solar heat or warming up stones on a fire outside and transfer them inside? Any thoughts?
I mean, I think those things would be great. I mean, the first thing I always think of is making sure I have an indoor safe heater that doesn't run off of natural gas.
That's what I've done. My plan is I have a Dynaglow and then I have a Coleman that's like the catalytic heating element and it runs on propane.
I've got a Mr. Buddy and it's an indoor safe and I have a whole mess of those little propane bottles. I can get into one bedroom, like you said, you can cordon off that one bedroom. All of us can be in there, and I could probably keep that thing warm for weeks if I had to with what I have.
Yep.
So.
And the addition to that is the little fill adapter that you can go from a big tank to the little small ones,
which we did get from a Battlebox.
Yeah,
Thank you,
awesome,
Battlebox.
Awesome deal.
So
because most of those heaters take those little tanks.
They do, yeah. So you can fill from a big one. They actually have where you can
hose it,
like just go directly from that with a thing, but whatever.
Yeah, that's smart.
I can't think of words today.
Welcome to my life.
Hard to talk.
Welcome to my life.
Anyways, I don't know. You got any other things on that?
No, that's yep. Those indoor heaters are the way to go, man.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you already have your other plans.
Yeah.
So
Frieza has.
We agree with that plan.
Yeah.
Concur.
Today's podcast is brought to you by TacPack, the only tactical subscription box with useful professional grade stuff inside. Use our code CASUALPREPPERS and get a free $70 machine-made part from Next Level Armament. So go get it, especially if you like ARs and you like EDC
Seriously.
gear. It's the stuff
Like
you
it
need to
has.
get.
We almost have 6 full guns built.
I know, it's
with
pretty
just all
awesome.
the gear from them.
For sure. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Again, make sure you're subscribed to this podcast, plus our other one. This podcast is a secret. I'm not kidding you. We have some amazing episodes out right now and some really good ones coming up.
Yeah.
Like, probably
Fall time stories, man.
Oh my gosh.
We got them for you.
Yeah, if you're looking for some scary month stuff, you got to go check out This Podcast is a Secret, because we got one coming up. It's going to knock your underwear off. Your itchy underwear is going to be knocked off.
Yep. It's going to
It's
rip them clean off.
That's right. All right, guys, thanks so much and stay survived.